tree maps are basically to show you which category is contributing more. In the past we have looked at pie chart, right? So pie chart mein you would have seen that a lot of different categories will be spread across a circle. Over here it's more of in a rectangle or a square box, and those categories will be represented as a square. So if you have a higher value attached to one particular category, the box will be the biggest box inside that whole square, and then relatively other blocks will get smaller. So Nirantar, today we will be discussing about tree map. What it comes to your mind like when you hear the word tree map in terms of visualization?
No idea.
Okay.
See.
Okay. So tree maps are basically to show you which category is contributing more. In the past we have looked at pie chart, right? So pie chart mein you would have seen that a lot of different categories will be spread across a circle. Over here it's more of in a rectangle or a square box, and those categories will be represented as a square. So if you have a higher value attached to one particular category, the box will be the biggest box inside that whole square, and then relatively other blocks will get smaller. So I'll just show you. Just say we have sample data on our screen and we would use charts, all charts. We can go to tree map. So now if you see this tree map is actually what we see. So there is 1 2 3 4 5, right? So now you would be confused between how this 5 become greater, but ideally the value is higher for 4th row, right? So now in this situation it is picking up a single metric. So ideally tree maps are built on a single metric and one categorization, but over here it is that this is not being picked as a category, this is also being picked as value metric. So the number 5 is the highest number. So we'll just right click on this, we'll say select data, and this happens generally when you do it on Excel. If you do it on, let's say your Tableau or something like that, it won't happen. So now we have used a B as a category, right? Now that whole picture has changed. Now 4 is the highest right now, right? Now 4 5 2 3 is the highest. Let's assume that these are, let's say, visitors in your shops. So you own 5 shops. Now every shop will have some footfall. That if you have a one person, a security guard counting that footfall, and you realize that shop number 4 is doing fantastic, but you wanted to understand, let's say everyone is doing 1 crore business, roughly 1 to 1.5 crore business, but shop number 4 is doing 6 crore of business. But then what is the reason behind that 6 crore business is something is related to footfall. The more people will come into your shop, the more you will be able to sell. In that scenario, now with this visualization you could understand that yaar sahi hai, the 4th shop is having the largest footfall in terms of relative to others. So if you see relative to others, first बहुत कम footfall है compared to 4 5 2 3 to 123. So then what is the difference between pie chart and this, right? Again these are contributions also. These are also contributions shown in different way. Here the advantage that you have, basically you will be able to see the largest contributor separately and the relative contribution of others. In pie chart you would see the entire contribution of that 100%. So it would be like 100% में से 50% इसका है. अगर इसमें तुम देखोगे तो 90% इसी का है, right, roughly. But then that 90% number doesn't help you understand the performance of that particular store, right? For that, people use a treemap so that they can understand with that particular metric how they are able to cater more people. So if you see, let's say you add one more shop into this, and we let's say make it 6, and we add a 2000 visitor, right? Now, and if you just increase this to this, now you have as a second largest contributor, right? Now you would be able to identify your top performer. So for example, if you have 10 different you 10,000 products आप sell करते हो Amazon पे, right? One seller can do this. So let's say they have 10,000 SKUs. Do you remember SKU full form? We discussed it while discussing the businesses.
Yeah. No, not on top of my head.
Okay, it's stock keeping unit.
Yeah.
So basically one individual item that you keep in your stock, that is called SKU. Okay, so now he understood that the sixth and let's say he has 10,000 different SKU in his on Amazon store, anyone, and now out of those 10,000 he wants to understand who are the top 10 and how much they contribute and how much total others will contribute. So they could just create a heat map for 10 different pieces, right? Just 10 different values. Now once they do that, they will be able to see कि यार ठीक है, second most selling product ये है, top most selling product ये है. And even if in month on month the relationship changes, so for example they are selling some seasonal items, let's say sunscreen बेचते हैं वो, और वो सबसे ज़्यादा उनके selling portfolio का part है. Now in that situation, obviously in summers this sunscreen sales will be through the roof, but as and when seasonality drops out, that piece will move to a smaller region of this tree chart, right? So any doubts on tree chart? Because this is something that you will use in a lot of times in your career of analytics.
So this tree map is used for a single metric?
Yes. So think about it, this pie chart भी तुम किसके लिए use करते हो? You generally use it for single metric only, right?
Yes, but it is divided in the categories, right? So
Yes.
if we have a metric, means numerical metric, and with that we are dividing it using the categories, that numerical metric in pie chart. So it's similar here or it's different?
It's similar over here, right? I said like 1, 2, 3, 4 is category for this data set. If you see, right? So 4 being the highest value contributor in the entire set, it get the largest piece of the square. So it's more of like you have a higher value, you will get more space on the square.
Okay.
Right? तो वो ऐसे समझो कि यार वो गाँव का साहूकार है, right? That's the landlord of all square, who gets the highest piece because he has more money. Then there is a second person who has a bit less money than the landlord. He gets a less space compared to landlord, and so on. These are very small, let's say 6 categories. You would have, let's say, 10 different product categories or 10 different let's say sales categories in your businesses, and then this becomes helpful. Great. So that's it for, I guess, tree map. We will again meet and discuss few more examples of different charts. Thank you for joining, Niranjan.
Thank you.